Hi everyone and welcome to my version of the Happy Bookaholic Tag. I am definitely a happy bookaholic. I love buying books, I love reading books. Everything about books is just fantastic, so I thought let's talk about that today. This is actually quite an old tag. It was started way back in 2012 by About Happy Books. I was recently tagged and I thought, why not do the tag? It's a great tag, great questions. Let's just talk about being happy bookaholics. So the first question is, what do you love so much about buying new books? I love absolutely everything about buying new books. The book buying experience is fantastic and it's unique. Nothing else is like it. I feel like initially deciding what books to buy is really exciting. You know, reading blurbs, looking at reviews. There is such a great excitement when you're about to buy books. If you're in a physical bookstore, going in and looking at such a great variety of books, so many different books on offer is really amazing. And then even if you're online as well, there's great prices which really grab you in, and it's very exciting waiting for books to arrive in the post. As soon as a parcel arrives with books in, I dive straight into it because I am so excited to look at them books, and that is why I've never done an unboxing video before, because I'm just too eager to get into the books. And then of course reading them and knowing that I can explore so many different worlds and characters in new books is fantastic, and if it's continuing on with a series or a trilogy, it's actually even more exciting because I've already experienced the first book or the second book or whatever it is, and then I can discover more, and I just think book buying is amazing. Question number 2 is, how often do you buy new books? I would say probably once a month. I'm now doing monthly book hauls, so that generally means that I'm buying either 1, 2 or maybe 3 books a month, and I'm buying them at the rate which I can read them. I used to just buy books whenever I wanted, and I used to buy a lot at once, sometimes maybe 8 or 9 books at once, and I actually never get around to reading half of them. So I thought if I started buying books on a monthly basis, it would be easier to read them as I buy them. Question number 3 is, bookstore or online book shopping, which do you prefer? I actually like both of them. There are definitely advantages and disadvantages to both. I think I would probably say I prefer the atmosphere of a bookstore, because physically looking at all the books and experiencing the atmosphere in the shop, smelling the books, there's definitely a distinct smell to a bookstore. But then again, online it's great because the prices are cheaper, so I generally buy more books. And it's great as well because when I'm buying books online, I can immediately look at reviews on YouTube or on Amazon or whatever, and I think that it's really exciting waiting for books to arrive in the post. So both of them are good. I would probably slightly prefer bookstore. Question number 4 is, do you have a favourite bookstore? And yes, I do. That is Waterstones, because it's an amazing bookstore. If you're in the UK and you're a book lover, you will have definitely been there because it's just a fantastic shop. The books in there are amazing, and yes, it's sometimes a little bit expensive, but even then I think it's worth it because it's just amazing. I love the atmosphere in there. I also like the Works, which is another UK bookstore. I don't think it's as good as Waterstones because the choice in there isn't always fantastic. Sometimes you can go in and there are amazing books and you just buy loads. Other times there is nothing. So sometimes I normally go to the Works before I go to Waterstones just to see if there's any deals, and then I will always go to Waterstones and probably buy books from there. Question number 5 is, do you pre-order books? And the answer is no. I don't know why I don't pre-order books, because I'm always very excited to get new books. If there's a new book coming out in a series, I am really eager to read it straight away. But for me, pre-ordering books means that I would pre-order so many books. I would have a long list of pre-orders, and I would just keep pre-ordering every new release, and they would start coming at me and I probably wouldn't be able to read them all. So I find that going to buy them at the time of reading is better than pre-ordering them. Even if I get them on the day of release, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to read them on the day of release. It's likely that I would read them straight away, but I think if there's a lot of new releases at one particular moment, I would get a little bit intimidated by all the new books that were arriving. Question number 6, do you have a monthly book buying limit? I don't really have a limit. I will buy books if I want to, because as long as I have the money, I think it's okay to buy books. I will eventually read them at some point, so I don't mind. This year I'm sort of trying to limit myself to what I can read in a particular month, but if there are amazing deals online or in a bookstore, I will buy the books anyway. I would say generally it's around 3 to 4 books a month. That is my general goal I try to do at the moment. Question 7 is related to book buying bans, and the question is, are they something for you? No, book buying bans are not for me. I find them restrictive and almost torturous not to be able to buy books for a particular amount of time. I've never had a book buying ban, I've never tried it out, but I just don't think they would be very effective for me. I feel feel like I would probably make a long list of books that I want to buy when I was on the book buying ban, and then once the ban had finished, I would probably end up buying all of them books and maybe buying more than I would have anyway. If I've saved up money over time when I wasn't on a book buying ban, I'd have more money to spend on the books in the end. So I actually don't feel book buying bans are effective for me. Question 8, how big is your wish list? My wish list is huge. It is a long wish list in my head. Sometimes I note down certain books that I really want to buy. Every time I watch a YouTube video, I want to buy new books, and the book community is so persuasive in making people want to buy books, and I think actually publishers and bookshops should thank the book community for persuading so many people to buy books. There are always new books I want to buy, whether it be new standalone books, new series books, whatever. It is quite a long wish list really, and you know, I like to buy books. It's something that I can't deny. The next question is question number 9, and it is, which free books from your wish list or pre-orders would you like to own right now? I am unsure about this just because I haven't really thought about it loads, but I have 3 books in mind that I would really like to read and buy soon. The first one is the final book in the Cemetery of Forgotten Books series by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. I believe it's called The Prisoner of Heaven. I'm really excited to read that. I absolutely love the Angels game, and I just can't wait to see how that trilogy ends. I would also say City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare, because although I haven't actually read all of the Mortal Instrument books so far, I definitely want to have the final book, then I have all of them in the series, and maybe I can do a series reading marathon or something and read them all at once. That would be so much fun. The final book I was thinking of is maybe the 7th book in the Skullduggery Pleasant series by Derek Landy. That's one of my childhood favourite series. I loved the first 6 books, and I just can't wait to read the 7th one and find out what happens in that. The final question to this tag is question number 10, and it is, who do you tag? I am not too sure actually who I'm going to tag for this, simply because I think it's a very old tag and a lot of people have done it. So I'm just going to say, if you haven't done this tag, please do it. It's an amazing tag. Obviously everyone wants to hear about people's book buying habits. You know, everyone is a happy bookaholic in the book community, so everyone can do this tag. So I guess that is going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all again next time. I hope you're all having a happy bookaholic day.